Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for being here and tuning in. This week I have a very special guest and a friend of mine. His name is Norman. He is from Canada, now living in Rome, Italy, which is really cool because last year I met him there and we had a little art talk and connection there. So he's a great guy and I hope you'll enjoy this tutorial. All the materials that he'll be using, there will be links to them down below in the description. And also be sure to check him out. Check out his YouTube, check out his Instagram and all the pages for more art if you're interested in what he's up to and what he's doing. But today you're going to learn a simple landscape painting using acrylics. Also, if you do recreate this painting, be sure to use hashtag ColorByFeliks so that we can see your recreation and share it with my community. Alright guys, enjoy the lesson and see you guys next time.
Hey guys, my name's Norman. And what we're going to do today is we're going to paint this beautiful landscape, but we're going to do it together. Let's get started. So I'm just going to go over some of the colors that I put on my palette. Over here, primary yellow, Cameron orange, Cameron red, deep violet, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, Persian blue, raw umber, Mars black, and titanium white. So what I like to do is I have a little spray bottle here. And I just like to wet my paint a little bit. And I do this throughout the painting, just to keep it moist and fluid. I'm going to start off with my yellow. And I want the yellow to be at the bottom here, right about here. And I'm just going to keep on painting until my brush is almost dry. There we go, nice bright yellow. I just have my brush in a little bit of water here. Rinse it off. Next I'm going to move on to some orange. We're going to do the same thing, just a little bit higher. Just crisscross this. Now we're going to move on to some red. I'll put some purple in there. There we go. Some nice, oh, that looks good. A little bit of light blue, just thrown in there. Some darker blue, because I want it to get darker as we go into the corner. I'm going to put some darker blue here in this corner too. And some Persian blue, the darkest blue. I want the corners to be kind of dark. I'm just going to grab a mop brush. Just going to quickly blend the edges. And you just lightly twirl up. And what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to go over it again. A little bit of yellow, just down here again. This time I'm going to go into the water a little bit. The reason why I'm doing a second coat on the sky is just because I noticed that when I was doing this, I missed a little bit. Oh, that's a little dark there, but that's okay. We're gonna fix that. Just grab my mop brush and just gonna fluff this up. My mop brush already has a dark color on it, so I don't mind bringing it into the dark. But before I go into the lighter stuff, I would have to rinse it out. I'm now taking some more of the yellow, again with my 1-inch brush, and I'm just bringing that yellow up into the reddish orange area. Just some crisscrosses. You can see it's kind of blending it a little bit more. Take a little bit of orange. Didn't even wash my brush. I'm going to bring that into the purple. Just slightly. Still has some yellow on there. So you always start in the color that you have on your brush, and then you can work your way up. Now I'm into the red, and it's just a little bit of red. I'm just kind of like mixing it in there. There we go. See that red in there? We'll reach into the purple, and again, just up here. Just want a colorful sky. Now, I've got the yellow down in here, and I got a little bit of orange on there, but that's okay, because in the water, I wanted a little bit of orange in the water down here. Now, when you're doing water, just go across. This is going to be nice. Just wait and see. You got this. See how it comes up? I don't know if you can see it that well, but it comes up. Just take your brush and go across. Then it looks like the water is flat. And you always want your water to be flat. We're going to put a little bit of blue in there anyways. Just a little bit. Some dark blue back here. And we're going to go and fix that water later anyhow. Okay, so I have a number 12 brush. I'm going to grab my yellow. And down here, I'm going to put more yellow into there. And just again, crisscross. Hold your brush where you're comfortable. Sometimes I hold it way back here just for a looser feel. Like way back at the end, if you want a looser feel, and that's fine. We're not going for much detail. We're going for a colorful sky. Just rinsing off my brush. Now I'm going to take some lighter blue again, because the sky up there is a little too dark for me. Yeah, right about here. I'm just gonna make it a little bit lighter. I'm just gonna blend it in a little bit. You can just have fun with your brush right now. That's the beauty of this part. There we go. I just added a little bit of white, just because I wanted it to show a little bit more. I'm gonna go into my darker blue, because I want this to be a little bit darker up here. And we're just gonna keep on going over this sky until we're happy with it, because I want the red to go a little bit higher. Red and blue make like a purple anyways. Darker purple. A little tiny bit of white. Just a tiny bit. Just have fun with the colors. That's all I'm doing. White and the purple, just making it nice and light. And I think I'll just take a dab of light blue in there. Look at that nice purple. Right here. Right here. Just fix this up a little bit right there. We're just having some fun. Take my spray bottle and spray a little bit of the water mist. The reason why I do that is just because I don't want my paint to dry on my palette. Throw my brush back in here. Give it just a little squeeze on the side. Let's go with a number 8. Make some crazy clouds here. Some yellow and orange. I just put it on my brush just to bring it up. And dip it in some white. Here we go. Down here. Look at that. Like the clouds are zooming down into down here. Just twirl your brush around. Have fun with it. When you're doing this, don't be scared. Just, it's a sky. If you really don't like it, we'll paint over it. So a little bit of, you can see the white and the red that I have on there. So we're just gonna get some pink going. Oh yeah, see, you put the pink over on the dark side, it starts to show. I think our sky is actually looking not bad at all. Now, let's try this. I'm gonna go back into just my yellow. See how there's some purple, but I'm just gonna grab the yellow. And just here, I'm gonna paint over top of that. I found it a little bit dark. Keep a little bit of that bright yellow down at the bottom. Whoops, see that? It's because I pushed too hard on my brush and it still had some of the red in it. It's not a problem. I'm going to put a little bit more yellow. There we go. My brush still has a little bit of yellow, but that's okay. I'm going to take pure white, and because I want the brightest part to be right here. See this line here? I'm just going to go back into my yellow. There you go. And right on the edge of that. Just kind of swirl it around. I want the water to be bright as well. That's probably too bright. We're going to fix that. Dip into our orange and we'll come down here. Maybe dip into the blue a little bit. There we go. Now if you haven't noticed, I kind of paint how I feel in the moment. I do have plans when I paint, but when I'm having fun, sometimes I just go with whatever, see how it works. If it doesn't look good, then I just go over it again. And you can too. Painting is supposed to be fun. Now when I'm doing commissions and everything, I concentrate and I get all the details in there right away. But this one, we're just having fun. We're going to have a nice fun tutorial and we're going to be proud of it because you wait and see, it's going to be nice. Maybe some bright pink down here just to kind of like match the sky a little bit. Not too much, but we do want it to match the sky slightly. And when you're painting with red and yellow, that makes orange. Just using a little bit of yellow over top of the red that I've been painting on, just to make that orange. So a little bit of white from the edge in, just to have a glow on the water. I just want to touch up the sky just slightly since we're all here together. Kind of a pointed filbert brush. It's number 1. I'm just going to grab a little bit of white, small little bit of yellow, a little bit of red there. It's just a very, very light pink. Just twirl some of the bottoms of the clouds. Just a little bit. And these are hard bristle brushes, so I don't mind scrubbing them into the painting a little bit. We'll do the same down here. Just grabbed a little bit of pink on my brush. Doing something a little bit different. Grab your brush so it's almost like a pencil. When you're coloring with a pencil or shading with a pencil, you just kind of like use the edge of it. So that's what I'm doing here, just to get some twirls in there. Give it a try. So the thing with acrylic, what I do, I often will work in one area, and when I need the other area to dry, I'll play around. And just like what I'm doing now with the sky and the water needs to dry slightly, and I thought, hey, let's just bring some additional color into the sky. We're going to take our number 1 brush, going to dip it into the white, just scrub in it and twirl it around a little bit. But on the edge of those clouds that you can see, when you're doing clouds, the top of the if the sun is at the bottom, the top of the clouds are going to be darker. It's going to be a little bit lighter on the bottom. Sometimes in the sky you see the clouds just whoosh. We'll get another one in there. Whoosh. There's no rules. That's the fun part. You got a little bit of blue on there. I just want a little bit of blue in there. Make it stand. Oh yeah, see? Makes it stand out. Really makes it stand out over there. We'll do the same thing how about up here in the dark area? Some crazy clouds today. And as the paint starts to be used up on your brush, you can just push a little bit harder, and sometimes there's still a little bit on there. But only do that if you have like hard bristle brushes. Dip into the white a little bit. I like doing skies. Skies are fun. Now I think we're going go into the water a bit because you don't want to overdo it either. Often I have so much fun, I don't know when to stop. And there. Just get some color into that water. And often water has green in it, so let's just see what it looks like on the edge there. And I'm just going back and forth. A little bit too much there. It's okay. We'll cover that up. There, that doesn't look too bad at all. Get some dark blue in the corner. I like having my paintings with darker corners. The reason for that is because it brings the eye to the center of the painting. Well, I have this brush here. It's an older brush. It's an angled shader. Don't know if you can see it or not, but it's on an angle. We're going to dip into our black and a little bit of brown, maybe even a tad of white just to lighten it up a little bit more. You'll see it turns into like a nice gray. Right here. It's going to be like an island that goes back, kind of disappears. There we go. And then, of course, this will be closer. There we go. Where should we put it? How about right here? Right here is going to be our cliff. And just fill it in however you would like to have your cliff. And if you happen to go up higher than you wanted, just make it a little bit bigger. That's it. There, that's all right. I just put a little bit of white and it's going to make it gray. So just kind of make some lines like a cliff. Drag it across, drag it down just on the edge here because that's where the sun would have hit it. And if you want another little ridge somewhere, just play around with it. You can have ridges there anywhere you want. I'm going to make this into land as well. So I'm just going to fill this up. Put some rocks here. All I'm doing is just turning my brush. We'll put a rock right here too. Oh, a couple crazy rocks. There we go. I'm going to get a smaller brush and we'll fix up that a little bit. I want it to come down, so I want it to look like it's curved. Like this part is far away and then it gets closer to us. Oh, it's not bad. And you can see that it looks a little bit further away back there. And that's okay because, it looks lighter. That's okay because that's what pushes it back. Now right here, we're going to build some trees. We're going to grow trees. Some background trees. Turn your brush whatever way works for you. The trick to it is you want little peaks. And you don't want them like a fence post because that's not how nature is. And even leave a gap once in a while. Just keep on going right as far into the horizon as you want. It already looks like it's disappearing into the horizon. I'm going to dip my brush. It's already got the black on it. I'm going to dip it into the water. And I'm going to pull down from the horizon just so I can have a slight reflection into the water. It's going to get closer, so I'm going to switch my brush up. Go with my larger brush again. Pull it down. And whenever you see a big tree like that, you can just turn it and then, especially for the closer ones, just bring those shadows down. Take one of the larger trees. It doesn't even have to be perfect. Again, a large tree there, pull it down. That's how easy it is. So here's my big cliff. Obviously there's going to be a little bit of a reflection. So we're just going to pull this down into a point. Remember just try to mirror your cliff a little bit. we'll make these bigger trees. Let's do that. We're gonna make a tree right here. I'm gonna pull it down. We'll have a couple of trees here. So you don't want to always have your trees evenly distanced. All I'm doing is taking the edge, the very edge of my brush, and making branches. Just touching it slightly. We'll finish up these trees. Some trees in the background. They're ways away, those ones. Look at that. I love how the tree pops out when you have like the lighter color in the background, and then you just use black as if it was silhouetted. But don't cover too much. You want that separation. That's what makes the tree pop out. Let's have a larger tree here. Right here. Simple. And that's where it's going to grow. Just touching it across. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. And since we have our reflections going, let's drag that down a little bit into the water. A couple of branches in the water. And there's the top of the cliff. We'll do some trees here. Just pull them down a little bit. And there's a taller one, so let's pull that down. Another tall one. We got some smaller ones back there, so just slightly come across, and then look at how easy that is. You can do this. Same brush, wet it, and then barely touch it as you go across. This is going to look like water ripples. So now I just have a normal filbert brush. Just going to do a little bit of a highlight of some of these rocks. Okay. So remember, the brightest part of this whole sky is right here. So that's the way the sun is going to be coming. On the edge of this, I'm just touching the edge. Here will be a little bit of an edge too, just to make it look like rocks come down. It's how you want your rocks and your water to look. It's totally up to you. We're just going to do a little bit of highlighting here. I'm going to go back to my one brush here, flat angle number 1. I'm going to take some white, tiny bit of yellow, and make this edge of the cliff a little bit brighter. Some highlights on these rocks. Maybe back here just slightly. Remember, this is in the shadow back here. This part isn't. This is what I'm thinking. It's looking good. But I was thinking taking this brush and painting a tree. Now you're probably thinking, why? Let's just do it. Have fun. Okay, here we go. We're going to do it. Okay, so somewhere around here, right here, this is where it's going to be. Tree is going to grow, and we're going to fix it up after. Tree is going to grow right here. I didn't have enough paint on my brush to do it. Here we go. Here we go. Here's this tree. It's already here. We're going to fix up this tree. And it's going to stand out in this painting. Now, when you're making a tree, remember that the bottom of the tree is always thicker than the top. So you might have to change my brush up here. And I'm trying to make my edges as smooth as possible. And my trunk will be thicker at the bottom here. Now this is a crazy crooked tree, but it's gonna make our painting stand out against other people's paintings. I'm gonna go to my filbert brush. I'll start making some branches here too. Right here it'll be yep, that's where it is now. We're gonna have another thick branch coming off of there. And it'll kind of just like loop around and thin out as it gets closer to the top. You make your branches where you feel they should go. They can go anywhere you want. Let's have it come out this way. Just want them thinning out. Maybe another thin branch here. Okay, there's our main branches. So the trick to branches is just try to have them where they get thinner as they go closer to the top. Come back over that edge and make it a little bit thicker. If you see something wrong with the tree, now is the time to fix it. Moving in more into the details. So what do I have here? Around number 1. Dip it slightly into my paint, and I can make other branches as we go. This branch is going to come down. Can't be scared. Trees have all sorts of branches anyways. They go this way and they go that way. We'll just make branches wherever we feel like there should be a branch. Right here. I think our branch should be right here. We're going to put a little bit of leaves on this too. If you want. If you don't feel like putting leaves, you don't need to. You don't need to put any leaves. I like it when trees have branches that just come down into the sky. Okay, so I have a little sponge that I bought at the art store. I'm just going to wet it a little bit, squeeze it out. Just slightly wet. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to dip it into my black. You can see how it just forms on there. I don't want too much, so what you need to do is just kind of dip it in and then dip it or tap it somewhere else. I think we're going to start right here. All you're going to do is tap a little bit. Just tap a little bit. Don't be scared to come across either. Like there's leaves back there. And there's some leaves back there. We'll make some. There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. Just going to take my brush again. I want to bring a couple of branches down. Just a couple of branches coming down. Taking a little bit of gray. I mean a little bit of gray on my palette here. And here I'm just going to pull, like there's a bit of roots coming down here. Yeah, roots are growing. Now I switched brushes to a flathead brush because I just want to fix that up a little bit. Just put a little bit of a highlight on this tree, on the edge of this tree. And because the sun is so bright and yellow, I'll put a little bit of yellow on my brush just to make it like bring some of the highlights on this tree out. So I took my sponge again and I put a little bit of green on there because I just want a tad of green near the top of some of my branches. Just a little bit of color to my leaves. If you can see it, gives it a little bit of a highlight. A little bit of yellow there. We're going to do the same thing. Just a little bit of highlight. If you find that it's always doing the same pattern, just turn your sponge. And just like that, we have leaves on a tree. So with that, my friends, I'm going to call this one done. The last thing I want you to do is I want you to put your name, paint your name in one of the corners, because you know what? That's your painting. Hey guys, I had a lot of fun painting this simple but beautiful landscape painting. If you had some fun too, why don't you jump over to my YouTube channel and check out more of my videos. Till next time.